What if the secret to making anyone like you didn't lie in what you say, but in who you are? Imagine walking into any room and having people gravitate toward you, not because you flaunt charm or act a certain way, but because your very presence commands attention. This is no superficial trick, no fleeting social tactic. This is the profound power of Stoic mastery. The ancient philosophers, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, knew something others didn't, that to influence others, we must first master ourselves. In this video, you'll learn 5 psychological hacks that will not only make anyone like you, but will leave them respecting you too. These principles aren't mere advice. They are life-changing tools. This isn't about manipulating people into liking you. It's about transforming yourself into someone who others naturally admire without ever needing to ask for their approval. By embracing Stoic virtues like self-discipline, empathy, and self-control, you'll learn to navigate human relationships with the calm confidence of a philosopher. We'll delve into how to behave like a true Stoic in modern times and make an indelible mark on anyone you meet. Prepare yourself for a journey that challenges you to look within, because once you master these psychological hacks, you won't just change how others see you, you'll change how you see yourself. Stay with me until the end and subscribe, because the next chapter will reveal how to turn even your most difficult moments into opportunities for connection. Master the art of silence. There's a timeless truth in silence. It speaks louder than words. In a world that constantly demands our attention, where everyone is shouting for validation, the true power lies in restraint. When we master the art of silence, we are no longer slaves to our emotions or impulses. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, understood this profound concept. He wrote, "Say only what is necessary, and speak only when it improves upon silence." This simple idea holds a profound truth. Silence is a choice. When we choose it over empty words, we assert our control over the situation and ourselves. Silence allows us to observe and absorb. While others rush to speak, we stand grounded in stillness. In that space, we don't just hear others, we understand them. The quiet listener is always the most intriguing. We all yearn to be heard, but the true art of listening isn't in responding, it's in presence. When we practice silence, we allow others to fill the void. This creates an environment where others feel understood, and in turn, they are drawn to us. In the rush to speak, people often fail to realize that their words mean little if they don't take the time to listen. This principle goes beyond just conversations. It's a mindset. Silence is not just the absence of sound, but the presence of control. The Stoics viewed this mastery over one's reactions as the ultimate form of power. When you resist the urge to interrupt, to jump in with an opinion, you show others that you are in control of yourself, not bound by the pressure to conform, impress, or even be noticed. People are drawn to that, whether they consciously realize it or not. This gives you the ability to influence situations without saying a word. It's not about being quiet for the sake of being quiet. It's about creating space for deeper connection. True silence is a signal of inner strength. People like those who are comfortable in their own skin, who do not need to fill every moment with noise. They respect those who choose silence because it tells them that the person in front of them is thoughtful, reflective, and not easily swayed. Think about how powerful it feels when someone truly listens to you, without jumping in with a response or solution. When you embrace this power of silence, you naturally become the center of attention without ever needing to demand it. To be clear, silence doesn't mean withdrawing into yourself or avoiding engagement. It means cultivating the patience to allow conversations to unfold naturally, to wait for the right moment to speak, and when you do, your words will carry far more weight. This controlled approach is what attracts others. They know that what you have to say is important because you have taken the time to think and reflect before speaking. This, my friends, is the essence of self-control, and it's one of the most powerful psychological hacks you can master to make anyone like you instantly. Embrace radical empathy. It's easy to dismiss people for their flaws, to judge them based on the surface. But true likability lies in seeing past the exterior, in recognizing the shared humanity we all possess. Stoicism teaches us that empathy isn't just about feeling for others. It's about understanding them deeply, even in their imperfections. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." This is the foundation of radical empathy, to view others through a lens of compassion without judgment. When you embrace radical empathy, you don't just hear the words people speak. You hear their pain, their joy, their struggles. You begin to understand that beneath every action, there is a deeper story. The Stoics weren't interested in superficial judgments. They sought to understand the internal world of every person they encountered. By doing this, they were able to connect on a level far beyond the ordinary. When you listen with empathy, you're not merely hearing the words, you're connecting to the very essence of the person. This kind of connection is magnetic. This isn't about sympathy or trying to fix people. It's about meeting them where they are, without trying to change them. We all have our battles, and when you approach others with a mindset of empathy, you are signaling that you see their worth, no matter what. In a world filled with divisiveness, those who embody empathy are the ones who stand out. They create a space where people feel safe to be themselves, free from the fear of judgment. And this, my friends, is incredibly attractive. People crave understanding, and when you offer it freely, you form an unbreakable bond. Empathy doesn't just make people like you, it makes them trust you. When someone feels understood, they let their guard down. And this is the key to building genuine relationships. Radical empathy involves letting go of your need to be right or superior. It's about stepping into someone else's shoes without the need for validation. This is the quiet power of the Stoics, seeing the world through others' eyes without losing sight of your own values. When you practice empathy at this level, people feel drawn to you because they know that in your presence they are truly seen. Lead by example, not words. Words can inspire, but actions speak louder. The Stoics knew this well, which is why they emphasized the importance of leading by example. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, believed that we should lead not through declarations, but through the integrity of our actions. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In the eyes of a Stoic, actions are the truest reflection of character, and this is the essence of likability. When you embody the qualities you admire in others, you naturally attract respect. When you live according to your values, when you walk the talk, you instantly stand out. People are drawn to those who demonstrate consistency between their words and their actions. It's easy to say that you value honesty, but living with integrity, especially when it's inconvenient, is what sets you apart. The power of leading by example doesn't just make people like you, it makes them trust you. They know that you are someone who stands firm in your beliefs, no matter the situation. Leading by example also means that you're not trying to convince others to follow your path, you're simply living yours authentically. This authenticity is magnetic. In a world where everyone is trying to sell something, whether it's an idea, a product, or a lifestyle, the person who is simply being themselves stands out like a lighthouse in a storm. And it's not about being perfect. Stoicism teaches us that we are all works in progress, but the key is striving to be better each day. People respect that effort, and they are naturally drawn to those who don't just talk about greatness, but show it through their actions. So, the next time you want to make a lasting impression, ask yourself, am I living the life I claim to value? If you're not, then no amount of words will make others like you. But if you lead by example, you will not only earn the admiration of those around you, you'll cultivate the kind of relationships that endure. This is the power of Stoic integrity, and it's a psychological hack that guarantees deep, lasting connection. Accept others as they are. In a world full of expectations and standards, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to mold others to fit our needs. But this only creates tension and distance. The Stoic mindset is about accepting others as they are, not as we wish them to be. Epictetus said, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." When we release our grip on control and accept others in their entirety, we stop judging them based on our own biases or expectations. Instead, we allow them to be themselves, and in turn, they will feel more comfortable being around us. This doesn't mean tolerating negative behavior or letting people treat you poorly. It means accepting the reality of who they are without trying to change them. People are drawn to those who don't impose conditions on their acceptance. When you stop trying to change others and instead accept them, you provide them with a sense of freedom, and that's incredibly powerful. People are naturally attracted to those who give them the space to simply be themselves. The key here is not to passively accept everything. Stoicism teaches us to engage with others with wisdom and discernment, knowing when to accept and when to set boundaries. But when we accept others' differences, their quirks and their flaws, we signal that we are secure in ourselves. We don't need to change others to feel validated. This, my friends, is one of the most powerful psychological hacks you can master. People will not only like you, they'll respect you for the way you treat them, flaws and all. True acceptance is rare. Most people are constantly judging others based on their own worldview, projecting their expectations onto those around them. When you practice acceptance, you break free from this cycle. And in doing so, you create a safe, inviting space for others to connect with you. It's this freedom from judgment that makes others feel drawn to you. When people know that you accept them fully, without conditions, they will naturally gravitate toward you. The power of self-control in every interaction. In a world that often seems governed by chaos and impulses, the ability to maintain self-control is a rare and powerful trait. The Stoics taught that true strength lies not in physical prowess, but in emotional mastery. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is the bedrock of Stoic psychology, the belief that the only true thing we control is our own response to life's events. When you exercise self-control, particularly in social interactions, you not only demonstrate resilience, but also command the respect of those around you. Think about the last time you were in a heated discussion or an emotionally charged situation. It's easy to let your emotions run wild, to become frustrated, angry, or defensive. But when you hold your ground, remaining calm and composed despite external provocations, you automatically stand apart from the crowd. People notice this. They may not always say it out loud, but they respect your ability to maintain control. And in turn, they are drawn to you. Why? Because they see something they lack: self-mastery. Self-control is more than just keeping your cool. It's about consciously choosing how to respond in any given moment. The Stoics believed that we should not react impulsively, but respond thoughtfully. This applies not only to stressful or confrontational situations, but to every moment of interaction. Whether someone praises you, insults you, or ignores you, your ability to control your emotions will determine how others perceive you. When you demonstrate composure, you signal to others that you are not ruled by your emotions. You are guided by reason, logic, and virtue. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or ignoring your emotions. It means understanding them and choosing how to respond. The Stoics believed in acknowledging emotions without being controlled by them. This deep sense of emotional awareness allows you to navigate any social situation with ease. Whether you are in a professional setting or a personal relationship, self-control allows you to remain steady and confident, never reactive. People gravitate toward those who can maintain their composure, and this, my friends, is a psychological hack that will naturally make anyone like you.